What's up, water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces? Welcome to your tarot reading. This will be a general message for the water signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Please come into the reading with an open heart, an open mind, a desire to learn something to better yourself. If the messages that come through don't resonate, feel free to push them aside. They may resonate for you at a later date, so again, be open-minded to that. You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. This is optional advice or guidance. Here we go. Eight of Pentacles, love it, starting off strong. Nine of Cups, what? All right, let's see here. Bottom of your deck is the World. All right, so some sort of major chapter, completion, accomplishment. We'll see, and quite literally world travel for some of you. There could be a travel or a trip rather in your near future. So let's see. I'm going to read this as past, present, future. What you need to release and embrace. I see you becoming a master at something. Yeah, it's like you're moving from student to, and this could be a metaphor, guys, right? But it's like you're moving from the idea of being a student or someone who is acquiring knowledge to being that person who's now able to teach or to spread that knowledge or pass on that wisdom. And this might just mean, to your child, right? It could be something as simple as you've learned this lesson the hard way and, maybe you're going to make it slightly easier for your child by, raising them in a different manner. Like it could be something like that. It could also quite literally be something at work, or maybe you were, in the student role or the intern, or you had to acquire knowledge and lessons, courses, however you want to say it. And now you're at a point where you can implement that, right? Even if you're not so much teaching it, it's like you've become the master of this knowledge, especially with King of Swords in your future. So let's dive in a little bit deeper. That definitely seems to be one message coming through. I love that she's playing music from her heart here. That's what you need to embrace. I feel like I want to jump ahead to it just because it's talking to me sort of. She's playing an instrument and it's her heart. I just think that's really beautiful. The Knight of Cups is sort of the dreamy, poetic knight, right? Very much in touch with their emotions. So I love that that's coming through for you water signs. But yeah, embracing sort of what's going on the inside and sharing it with the world, not keeping yourself sort of hidden away or maybe just being shy and not sharing your gifts, your talents, what you have to say. Especially for my artists out there, especially musicians, it's like putting that song out there, letting people hear your voice, letting people what you have to say. Some of you, especially with the King of Swords and this kind of musician energy coming through, some of you may actually have a very powerful political statement to make through your art. It's like you have a very unique, innovative way of spreading a message, but it's done in a way that maybe is a little bit more dreamy or digestible. But you pack a lot of power with what you're putting out there, so don't shy away from that. So let's see. In the past, you have Eight of Pentacles. So that can sometimes be like the apprenticeship card. It is a Virgo card. We are in Virgo season, so it does have a lot to do with putting in the work, quite frankly. It's a sun in Virgo, so the sun is about our ego and our identity. I always like to make the connection of it's sort of the importance of being able to identify with your work and therefore putting yourself into your work, right? It's like little babies you're putting out into the world, little pieces of you. So why wouldn't you want to give it your all and do your best, There's butterflies here. So there's transformation in the work you've done. For some of you, it might be internal work. For some of you, it might be career work, right? And then it goes to this Nine of Cups. So the work you've done in your past may have gone through some sort of, I'm hearing the word paradigm shift, which is not usually in my vocabulary. So that just felt like it was pulled out of nowhere. Paradigm shift. It's like the way you approach things. It's from a very different vantage point. So again, acquiring knowledge has only helped to further, develop your skills and shape you as a person. So when you yourself change as a person, all areas of your life are going to change, your relationships, your work, etc. So Nine of Cups, it's like it's helping you achieve the very best version of yourself. And, I think it's always important to say you're perfect as you are now. But that being said, we always want to, be in a state of development, right? So it's like you're just adding, I don't mean this literally for most of you, but it's almost like you're adding accolades or trophies to your wall, but it's not in like a vain, I have to acquire everything type of way. It's more just this, it's this pride. It has to do with being really proud of who you are and who you've become. And I'm hearing qualities attributed to. So, qualities that you've admired maybe in other people, that actually came out in the fire sign reading. It's like you're actually starting to emulate those yourself. I think that's important with the King of Swords too. It's this idea of identity and maybe doing it differently, maybe than how you were raised or the programming you received. Something about that has shifted, and you may have taken sort of a more rebellious, untraditional path, but you're getting there, and you're starting to reap the rewards of it. It feels really good. You have a different strategy now. I'm sort of seeing this as chess pieces a little bit too, because your brain is seeing things in a different way. You're operating in a different way. So you're more careful how you're playing the game, so to say. But there might be something to do with a prize or an accolade or a recognition for some of you. Something you've been working on for a long time, something you've been working very hard on, it's starting to manifest and come true, like in the reality. And it's something that's always been on your wish of goals, like your long-term plan. Your Nine of Cups is the wish fulfillment card. So, that's in your present. So something immediately around you, it's like some sort of wish has manifested, something you want or desire, or if it hasn't, it's coming into you very soon, in the present card. For some of you, there may be a connection to an air sign. If maybe if you're desiring a relationship and you've done a lot of self-work, there could be an air sign coming into you, especially an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. It doesn't have to be that, though. It could also be stepping into the role as teacher or mentor, as we said earlier. It could also be finding some sort of link, some relationship. Anytime air presents in a reading, air signs are all about connection, relationships, and exchanging of information. So there could be just some new person coming in who's going to be a really good that's going to be a really good connection for you, whether it's romantic or not. And it could have multiple indications too. Some of you are hot for teacher. maybe. Let's see. Who sings that song? Is that like, I don't know why that's coming into my head. I'm hot for teacher. Okay, moving on. Let's see. Then I sort of read this as what you need to release, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just something that you've outgrown or you need to build upon or work towards Knight of Cups. So what we need to release is Page of Pentacles. So anytime a page shows up, it can be like a messenger or a student or sort of a childlike version of something, a more innocent, maybe untainted, unjaded, whatever it is, naive even. Page of Pentacles, it's someone who's just kind of getting their foot in the game. It's like they're just getting started. It's like even the visuals of this, I don't know if you can see it, but she's like tending to this little flower, right? And it's small and it's in her hand. And then what's interesting, it's like she's become the flower in this. Do you see how the flowers are like pouring out of her head or blossoming out of her mind, right? There's been a lot of growth. And that's sort of what I was mentioning with like the Eight of Pentacles card here. It's like you become your work. So for some of you, it's like you need to start seeing yourself as the professional that you are, or as the mature person, or as the expert, the aficionado, all those fancy words you can throw out there, because you're living it. Like, I'm wanting to say, like, you're living proof of it. You've done it, and so with that, there's, I don't know, with King of Swords and Knight of Cups, there's a push from the universe to go out and share it, to tell your story, so that, you can influence others, to follow suit if they so desire. I also think too with Aquarian energy, kind of this sort of the idea of feeling alien or feeling foreign or feeling like the different one. People like seeing themselves in other people because they feel seen, they feel recognized, and in some cases, especially with Knight of Cups, it's like they feel like less of a weirdo, and I don't use that term negatively, because it's this sort of this poor self-perception or this perception of self that is lacking, or seeing themselves as less than. But when you go out and share your stories and talk about your experiences, this almost feels like a life coaching a little bit, or mentorship or something like that, mentoring. People see that and they feel less alone. They feel less isolated. Their problems don't seem as great or as scary or as intimidating because, you're proof that, you didn't make your problems a monster. Or maybe it wasn't problems, but, challenges, even just in your work and what you want to do and what you want to become. And you're always growing and learning. We've never reached the point where it's like, wonderful, I know everything. Of course not, right? But with that, there's something important that you're meant to share with the world, especially for my artists or people who work in a more empathic, soulful, spiritual career. Knight of Cups, musicians, painters, poets, potters, anything like that. But this could certainly, again, relate to something that has to do with passing on knowledge to friends, family, children. It could have to do with counseling. I just heard crisis counseling. Interesting. So let's see. What else? This message seems sort of like unimportant based on the profound and impactful stuff that has already come through, but there's something about a wardrobe change or a costume change, or again, it may have to do with sort of earning that badge or that recognition, that title. There, for some of you, if you work in something where there's a uniform, there might be some sort of a different change in the color code, or I don't know, something about your wardrobe might be changing because of I don't know what this is, because of something you've acquired. That'll make sense to a few of you out there. And I mean, yeah, it kind of makes sense that the world is coming through, because it does seem like it's like you're looking down and you're able to see where you've come from. Maybe you're not at that, the peak of the mountain, right? But you're getting there. You've made major strides and accomplishments, and it just feels like, wow, this is awesome. Some of you are choosing to focus less on your work. If some of you may have considered yourself like a workaholic, you may be choosing to put more, in a positive way, limitations on, work versus play. With Nine of Cups, you may be choosing to go in a different direction, or to just incorporate more joy and love in your life. Maybe some of you are starting to pursue relationships after taking a break from dating. And I think the universe has your back. I think the universe says, yeah, you're ready. You were blossoming before, you had work you had to do. You had maybe some things you wanted to accomplish. And I think the universe is also saying, especially with this air energy, there can be this duality. There can be two. It doesn't have to be put in these neat little boxes of, okay, this next chapter is all about work. This next chapter is all about dating. This next chapter is all about marriage. It's like, no, those, of course, I know you know this, but those things are going to intersect. So with Nine of Cups, in a positive way, it might be saying you're adding some variety to your life in terms of, and I get Aquarian energy, breaking out of the box and doing something maybe atypical or untraditional for you. Because there's this spiritual journey or this creative journey up ahead of you, and it's going to be beautiful, and it's very relaxing and soothing. Some of you might just be taking better care of your body. I think in Virgo season, everybody kind of gets a reality check of, things they want to work on health-wise, nutrition, sleep patterns, that sort of thing. With Knight of Cups, the Knights always bring change and movement into our life, and there's a movement towards creativity and blossoming and something just kind of mellow, and I don't know, it feels really dreamy and fun and pretty. It could be dating, right? Exchanging of cups, that idea of our emotions. Some of you are definitely going to have a musician in your life, or you might be that musician who's starting to date. Yeah. All right, let's pull you. Uh-oh, where did my cards go? There they are. Pull you an animal spirit card. For the water signs, what animal card would like to come out? These cards are a little sticky. Whoops, that came right out though. Buffalo spirit. Ooh, with that lightning. I love it. I'm going to read from the book. Let's see. Buffalo spirit. There it is. Grounded yet heavenly, practical yet spiritual. The hooves of the mighty buffalo are grounded in the earth, yet its heart and mind rise towards heaven. The buffalo sees challenge, hardship, or a bump in the road as an opportunity for upliftment. Therefore, the buffalo does not fear death, illness, or misfortune. Its gentle eyes look to the road ahead, trusting every turn. May we all experience this elusive yet life-changing bliss from time to time, and may we allow this card to remind us that life is a precious gift. When in balance, it's about trusting and pure presence. When out of balance, it can be restless or lacks gratitude. To bring it into balance, practice prayer. All right, I'll pull you a numerology card. Look for it on clocks, license plates, receipts, wherever. It's a confirmation from your spirit guides. For water signs. Ooh, this one. 666. Uh-oh. Don't watch The Omen. I am centered. A wake-up call for you to re-examine your current situation and change the direction of your thoughts so you can raise your vibration to a more positive frequency. See, that was geared towards me because I made it negative, right? I went to The Omen. You're not supposed to do that. But no, I think actually that's sort of true with what we've said, is realizing where you're at in life and maybe not, again, healthy work-life balance, but putting energy into things that you love and maybe things that are always on your wish list and your to-do list. That's actually a really beautiful way of looking at the Nine of Cups in your present spread. You know, even if a wish hasn't manifested, it's about, well, what is on your wish list and what can you do to work towards it? That seems to be a priority for you guys right now. Really cool. All right. Thanks for joining me today, guys. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, book a personal reading if you so desire. I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye, guys.